destitute. Amilin alayha are the people that collect, the workers who help collect the zakat. Mu'alafatul qulub, mu'alafat, they brought together, they come together, united, reconciled. That could be us easy. The first two could be us easy. But to help people when you know they're in strange situations is the duty of the Muslim Ummah, especially with zakat and especially with the Eid. They got tons of money out there, but they're hoarding the money for their personal projects. Now, if they gave half of the money away, they would still have tons of money for their projects. You see, you've been to these places, you see how fast. You look at ICM, and just imagine how fast it exploded. We went out there, it used to be the nursery, they had the Masjid, Next, bam, over here, they got a whole system of classroom. Bam, over there, they got another system of classroom. Bam, over there, they got, I mean, they're on a roll. But somebody has told them to avoid us. In the early years, we was all on board. I gave khutbah out there 2 or 3 times. I gave khutbah at Eid. The same place it was, the brother walked up to me and was like, oh, Imam Musa, you gave me khutbah out here before. I said, yes, I sure did. You know, okay. What quality of Islam is it? When you can see these, they can read the categories of it. What gives the board of directors the right to rearrange Islam for their person? The board of directors have now rearranged Islam. And they rearranged it in a way that is exactly opposite of what, instead of, this is a happy day, it's a happy day, we want those Negroes to be happy out there. And if they're going into some straits, fi sabilillah, if they're coming into conflict with the system may not be bothering them, but if they know, everybody knows why we're, right? And we're out there with a box, and they're doing exactly, they're saying, we don't want you to collect no money. And then, now we do the opposite. You remember when we came up the other day, when we arrived there, and I took out a fistful of money, and I was giving it to everybody. The same people, they were there. Now, how did those ladies do you? If you were standing there, there's 2 or 3 of them, they would pinch her. They was always,
they sure did.
They were put there for that reason, to block our money that we might get. That's why they're there. Are they Muslim? I don't know. Every time I give them an Islamic greeting, I try to say something Pashto, or try to say something. They're not Afghanis. They're not Pakistanis. Who the hell are they? They're Romanos. They're people. Gypsies. They're gypsies. They look like gypsies. They act like gypsies. You go down the highway, you're going to see them standing out there now. Right now, they're out there. Except it's raining, they got umbrella. They're gypsies. That's what they do. The people brought them over there. They thought we was collecting too much money. But we showed them our attitude the other day. When we got there, first of all, you turn everything opposite of what they consider. They think you're there just to get money. It don't make no difference. We're going to get some money, and it doesn't make any difference anyway. Here, all of y'all, where you at? Come. And even some people we forgot, some of the brothers that walk with Cain, we'd go find them and give them some money too.
He's with them.
Huh?
He's with them too, but that's the
But no, what I'm saying is, we don't care.
Right.
You gotta have fun.
right.
That's why when we go out, we say, don't worry about how much you get. It's not, you don't sit there, we have to collect $5,000 or we're sad. No. You go out there, you're gonna do many things. Number one, you're gonna put these fat cats on the spot. They don't even, I don't know if they've read this stuff or not, but they don't go back. This stuff is what the Quran says, that this is ayats of Quran that say what they're supposed to do. Sadaqat Ul-Fitr is there, you give it before so people can party with you. The well-to-do. Okay, whatever they came, they're now well-to-do. Imagine the separation that they're imposing. They're imposing a separation between us and them. They've developed exactly opposite of what Quran and Hadith say. They have now adopted an arrogant attitude about us. They're arrogant about us. Technically, they don't want us around. I mean, not because they moved out there. You don't find none of the immigrants moving in the black neighborhood. You don't do it. Okay, no problem. No problem. They didn't do it when all the Muslims was black, so you know they ain't gonna do it. Now, they move where they feel comfortable amongst Europeans. That's okay. But now you impose European values on Islam. Our nose is up so high, we don't want to talk to you guys. They don't even know what to do, and they don't know. I imagine that people are just running out there. Now, we could have had our boxes the other day, and that mile was 5 miles, just 3 miles long. One way in, that's it. Wherever this is going to be illegal and organized, because if they want to talk about calling the police, from now on, we're going to find out where they're going to have their eat, and we're going to scope it out. We're going to reconnaissance. Okay? We're going to look at it and see how they got it set up. Every Eid from now on. And we're going to position ourselves strategically. We're not going to be on their property or anything like that. We're going to do kind of like we did at the Turkish march. Was that you and I out there? We was way down the street. We didn't get a whole lot of money, but they wasn't even thinking about slowing down to help nobody. But the Masjid was new, it's no problem.
And they have inside parking.
They have inside parking, yeah, that's serious business. Okay, so whatever they have inside parking, whatever they do, okay. From now on, we're going to be way outside of their jurisdiction. But we have rights. We're going to have this pay step of what we have rights to do. Therefore, the police, if they send the police out to say, you can't do that here, I'm going to say, fine, let's have your badge number and everything. I'm suing you. I'm suing the county. I'm suing the county. You're depriving me of my civil, my religious, and my human rights. Because it's not panhandling. I can tell the police down there, they said, tell her to step off here because she can't stand on the sidewalk because it's sidewalk. They're panhandling. So it's not panhandling. And I showed them the Quran. I said, we have a right to be here. We have a right to do this. This is Eid. On Eid, all that other stuff is out the window. So we're going to drag them into court. If they tell us anywhere, you can't raise funds, you can't do this here. It's fine, I'm going to sue you. Well, let's say I am. Now, other brothers, according to what they want to do, they can do it or not. Okay, I would be definitely ready to go to jail. In fact, I'll be hoping to go to jail. So I don't know. You don't have enough. You got to take me to jail. So I get it on the docket. I have to fight the case. And I'm assuming. I'm going to assume for depriving me of my civil, our human, and our religious rights. This is the religion said we can do this. They can't do it. You have freedom of speech, press, religion. They can't get it involved. They're already telling people they can't send their zakat here, they can't do this. Okay, we ain't putting up with it. But that's part of our fun that we're going to have. We're going to, a lot of things that's happening, we're going to work now to challenge those things. Because the brothers have lost their, maybe when they see it in the court or when they see it, see, we'll have to call all them, they'll have to, the Imam or whoever sent them out there, they're going to have to come, and he's going to have to tell the people. Right. We didn't want them to, you didn't want what? It says that this zakat, Sadaqat, Ul-Fitr, for the poor, for the needy, and you're supposed to be looking for us, not preventing us. You can't lose. You can't lose. We got everything, religious freedom. So, inshallah, that's where we're going with this. Mu'allafatul qulub, we fit under that category because we are new Muslims. Technically, they were born Muslims, and I guess we could be Muslims almost 50 years, so we ain't that new. But if they treated a brand new Muslim like that, how would they react? And the people are reading all this wonderful stuff about Islam, and that's the way they're doing it. And they got everybody, the people at Dar al-Hijra done forgot. The police tell the people, you can't do this. Probably will pick Dar al-Hijra as one of our first spots. I said, well, you can't do that.
MCC too.
Oh yeah, no, we're gonna, I imagine by next year we're gonna be better organized, more people, and we will be assigned. My assignment is to go to jail. Other people's assignment may be to get their names recorded. You'll have people taking pictures. We get it all on thing, and we'll file charges. Everywhere they prevent us, we'll file charges. They might have 4 or 5 things in the court. We're going to file charges on them. We're going to bring the people in court for them to sit there and say, this is what we're doing. And the people are going to say, that's like turn the other cheek, and you're not turning the other cheek. They're supposed to look for us. I'm just saying this because look how far away from Islam. Okay, that's what our mission has been for the last decades. We put everybody on the spot. Everybody's on the spot. Everybody. Americans, non-Americans, Iranians, African American, everybody. Just think about it. Everybody is on the spot and we put them there. The people in Oakland they have very little to do with arranging this stuff. We got our building, one of our properties sold, the biggest one. We told the people here. We told them, yeah, they're going to sell. And they told us, that's what they do. Whatever, we told them. We knew what, we have been knowing exactly what we've been doing all the time. We have in Oakland what we want. We have here what we want. You notice we're not in no hurry to do nothing. We're not in a hurry to do nothing. We're systematically going, we have now started, let's say the official Islamic revival has started. That means that we are saving a certain amount of money to commence at a certain time, maybe 2020, to commence our Islamic revival. Why do we have to have a big fund? Why don't you just go out and start reviving? Well, because of our history, we know that our history has proven that when we go out, somebody undercuts everything. So we want to have a reserve. If you go to battle, if you have no other choice, you just go into battle. But if you have any choice, you develop logistics, right? You develop supplies, lines of supplies. You do all of those things that win battles. If you got your back up against the wall like the Alamo, you just fight peacefully. That's it. We don't have no other choice. We're just going down all the way. We take as many as we can. That's the choice you have at that time. We have other choices. And we've become more skilled than them. We've become more skilled than them because they're the big crew dealing with us. And we're learning more. You know, the big government, when they oppress you, that's, in our history we've done this, we've done that, and they do the same basic footnote each time. They don't learn much, but imagine you. Imagine from 1968, we had to watch. And they didn't get us then. We went into exile. You gotta remember, we went into exile. So we didn't lose that round. We went into exile. And we went overseas. That was part of our assignment, to learn all about Africa. We didn't know nothing about Africa. By the time we left the continent, we knew all the presidents, many of the tribes. We could identify, we were African experts at that time. And we still have some of it left over. When something happened in Africa, we know why it happened. We know what they've been dealing with. Although we've been gone almost 50 years, we still understand our people and what they're up against. First thing we learned, tribalism. The colonial powers, they took the small tribe and gave it power. And they helped the small tribe suppress the big tribe. Why they didn't give power to the big tribe? Because the big tribe, the king, he got enough power to go against the system. They tell us about Germans and Japanese. I say, according to the colonial policy, if the Germans and the Japanese would have taken over America, they would have to go get me and you to watch the big white folks. With 10, 12% of the power, right? Who knows this white man? We know everything about him, right? So they would give us power. They always did that. The colonial power gave the minority tribe the power. That's why when the people got their freedom, they had all these wars up to today. Because the minority tribe went to the missionary schools, got the education. They crushed the colonial, they crushed the historical educational system, right? And they drained only their students through their system of education. And what do they call them? Colonial schools, or missionary schools. That's why the first Africans over here, after in the 60s and all that, Those were stooges. And the children of stooges, they went to missionary school. Nobody else knew anything about English. They went to missionary school. It was only later on that the big tribe pretty soon starts rumbling. And who does the white man help? The small tribe with weapons and everything else. Colonial powers. Why we don't fight Negroes. Just don't do it. We have fun with them. We go to California, we're going to have fun with them. There will be no fighting. The only way they can stop what we're trying to do physically is Mukhtar can go get a pistol, put it to my head, and pull the trigger. That's it. Other than that, they're not getting nothing out of me. Nothing. No fighting, no nothing. We got the right to defend ourselves. But the rule of fighting another nigga, I ain't gonna do it. Because that's the first thing they do. So the people they hire are happy to do it. That's okay, that's their business. That's their business. I hired students. Out there, we're going to educate the people. Everybody think they got it good. They're not going to have nothing. Just like we're going to deal with the police here for Eads. We're going through that whole system. Allah is Al-Hasib, the accountant on the day of judgment. But there's Hasib, just taking account everything they did. They're going to have to explain it. They're going to have to explain everything to the public. They're going to have to explain everything to history. They ain't going nowhere. Abdul-Malik, Sunniyata, all them people, they're going to have to explain, oh, you was getting on a plane every week going down to Irvine? Well, Irvine happened to be the place where the FBI had the biggest sting thing, and the Imam Sadaqat went back to South Africa because there was so much fitna. Why was there so much fitna? Because Abdul-Malik was there with his crew infiltrating the Masjid, and Sadaqat had enough sense to know what he was doing. And he left. He said, this is too heavy for me. He went back to South Africa. Yeah. That's why the whole thing is what it is now. That's too bad for them. They should have messed with somebody else. See, the long range game is different than the short